Assalamu alaikum students, and a very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to read our 5th chapter, Unit 7, Black Beauty. So this is the chapter you can see in the book The Language Expedition on page number 32 till 33. So we will read the chapter, we will do the words explanation, we will do the question and answers, then we will do the summary of the chapter, and lastly the word sentences. I will give you some words to make the sentences of the words in your own vocabulary, or easily what you feel the word is suitable in which sentence. So first of all we will read the whole chapter, and we will understand the events of the hunting scene in the story, identify how the story is narrated from the horse perspective, and next we will answer the comprehension question using evidence from the text, and I will ask you some questions like, have you ever seen hunting in a film or documentary? Why do people hunt animals? And another question like, do you think animal experience fear like human do? And I will ask you that describe a hunting scene from the point of view of a horse. So just imagine yourself that you are witnessing in the place of a horse. So after that we will do the we will read the first part, and then the next, and then the whole one, and if there will be any difficult word or phrase, we will explain that. If you want to question anything, you can ask me, I will clarify them, and after that we will do the comprehension questions. After this we will summarize the main event of the section, and students will discuss the answers, and I will read the whole chapter and students will listen carefully about the pronunciation of the word, and if they want to read they can also read, and we will answer the whole things like that. Now we will read the whole chapter. So I am going to read, just pay the full attention, and later I will ask you what impression do you get of the hunters? How do the animal react to the hunt? Why do you think the author choose a horse as a narrator? Because it's a passage from a detailed novel of Black Beauty. Black Beauty is a horse, a beautiful colt. Colt means a young horse. There are some difficult words written here. You can see. So we will find out some more. If there are some more words to explain, if you need any explanation, just underline the words. So I'm going to read. Before I was 2 years old, a circumstance happened which I have never forgotten. It was early in the spring. There had been a little frost in the night, and a little mist still hung over the woods and meadows. I and the other colts were feeding at the lower part of the field when we heard, quite in the distance, what sounded like the cry of dogs. The oldest of the colts raised his hand, pricked up his ears, and said, There are the hounds." Hounds mean the hunting dogs. And immediately canter off, followed by the rest of us, to the upper part of the field, where we could look over the hedge and see several fields beyond. My mother and an old riding horse of our master's were also standing. near and seemed to know all about it. They have found a hare, said my mother, and if they came this way, we shall see the hunt. It means there was a hunt taking place. As soon the dogs were all tearing down the field of young wheat next to our. I never heard such a noise as they made. They did not bark, not howl, nor whine. They kept on a yo 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 at the top of their voices. After them came a number of men on horseback, some of them in green coats, all galloping as fast as they could. The old horses snorted and looked eagerly after them, and we young colts wanted to be galloping with them, but they were soon away into the fields lower down. Here it seemed as if they had come to a stand. The dogs left off barking and ran about every way with their noses to the ground. They have lost the scent, said the old horse. Perhaps the hare will get off. What hare? I said. Oh, I don't know. What hare? Likely enough, it may be one of our own hares out of the woods. Any hare they can find will do for the dogs and men to run after, and before long the dogs began their yo again, and back they came all together at full speed, making straight for our meadows at the part where the high bank and hedge overhang the brook. Now we shall see the hare, said my mother. Just then a hare, wild with fright, rushed by and made for the woods. On came the dogs. They burst over the bog, leaped the stream, and came dashing across the field, followed by the huntsmen. 6 or 8 men leaped their horses clean over, close upon the dogs. The hare tried to get through the fence. It was too thick, and she turned sharp round to make for the road, but it was too late. The dogs were upon her with their wild cries. We heard one shriek, and that was the end of her. One of the huntsmen rode up and whipped off the dogs, who would soon have torn her to pieces. We held up the rabbit. He held up the rabbit, and all the gentlemen seemed well pleased. As for me, I was so astonished that I did not at first see what was going on by the brook. But when I did look, there was a sad sight. 2 fine horses were down. One was struggling in the stream, and the other was groaning on the grass. One of the riders was getting out of the water covered with mud. The other lay quite still. His neck is broken, said my mother, and serves him right, too, said one of the colts. I thought the same, but my mother did not join with us. Well, no, she said, you must not say that, but though I am an old horse and have seen and heard a great deal, I never yet could make out why men are so fond of this sport. They often hurt themselves, often spoil good horses, and tear up the fields. And all for a hare, or a fox, or a stag. Stag means a young male deer, adult deer. They could get more easily some other way, but we are only horses and don't know. This is all about the chapter. So there are the questions. First of all, we will discuss about the word meanings. These word meanings are written over here. Some difficult words like frost, mist, meadows, colts, pricked up, cantered off, hounds, hedge, van, galloping, eagerly, scent, fright, leaped, dashing, shriek, whipped off, broke, astonished, groaning, and stag. There are the meanings. I will write down on the board, and you will see from the board, and will write down the explanation of these words as well. So there are the questions. Some of the questions we will write down. The horse say, my mother and an old riding horse seemed to know all about it. What was it that they knew about? How did they know? So they knew about the plan of hunting the hare because they were experienced and wise, having witnessed many hunts before. We will write down this question. Now we will write down the question B, which is why did the dogs stop barking and began to run about with their noses to the ground? What happened to them? Because they had picked up the scent of the hare, they were following the trail to find the animal, or they were hunting. So we will leave the question C. We will not do this. I think this is not important. So there is the question D. Why was the hare wild and fright? The hare was being chased by the dogs and the hunters, and her life was in danger. That's why he was wild and fright. We will did the question G now, which is why was the young horse, the storyteller, astonished? The storyteller, young horse, was astonished because it was his first time witnessing a hunt. He was shocked by the brutality and the outcome of the chase. So this is the question and these are the answers. Now you have to make sentences of these words. Just note down the words: meadows, wine, brook, shriek, groaning, and fence. Okay, if you don't understand what I said, you can come to me and you can ask me and I will tell you in detail again and again. So here is the summary of Black Beauty. We have to write this down. Black Beauty is an autobiography of a horse, the story told by the horse himself. The beautiful black horse, its name is Black Beauty. The story is designed to promote humane treatment of horses by showing the world from their perspective, highlighting their emotions, intelligence, and capacity of serving their masters. This story highlights themes of kindness, empathy, and the mistreatment and brutal hunt of animals in Victorian England. Like they said, they were wearing black coats, so it shows it's the area of Victorian England. So this hunt often took place over there. So this is all about the chapter. If there is anything you don't understand, you can ask me. Do the work neatly, clearly, to the right margin, to the right put the right date on the top left corner of the page, and maintain your index and do the work properly on time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.